The dirt tasted like dry ash. That was the very first thing I noticed. The loud voice of the Maker had just stopped ringing in my ears. The sound of his curse was still hanging in the air, heavy and hot. "On your belly you will go," he had said, "and dust you will eat all the days of your life." I tried to stand up, but I could not. My beautiful body, the one that used to shine like the morning star, felt heavy and broken. I was flat on the ground. The cold soil scraped against my chest. My bright wings were gone. The change hurt. My bones seemed to snap and fold inward. I was pushed down into the dirt, lower than the animals, lower than the worms. I watched the man and the woman, Adam and Eve. They were crying. They did not have any clothes. They were bare, just like when they were made. I remember the exact moment they ate the fruit. I had told them a simple thing. You will not die. You will be like God. It was a very small lie, but it broke the whole wide world. Now the bright, warm lights of the garden were fading away. Dark shadows started to creep in. I used to hate the dark. But sitting there in the dirt, I realized the dark shadows were going to be my new home. I felt a cold blue light wash over me as the heavy gates of the garden slammed shut. An angel with a flaming sword stood guard at the door. The fire from his sword was too hot and too bright. We were locked out, all of us. You might think I was sad. You might think I gave up when I was pushed into the mud, but you are wrong. Lying there in the dust, I felt something new. I felt deep anger, yes, but I also felt power. The Maker had kicked me out of the sky, but he had locked me in a giant cage with his favorite pets. He put me right here on this earth with the humans. They walked out into the wild world. The ground was hard now. There were sharp thorns. There were wild beasts with big teeth. The man had to sweat and bleed just to grow a little food. The woman felt deep pain. And I followed them. I slithered in the tall grass just out of sight. They could not see me, but I was always watching. When the sun went down on that first day outside the garden, it was so cold. The humans had never felt cold before. I watched Adam wrap his arms tight around himself. Eve was shaking. They found a small, dark cave to hide in. I crawled up to the edge of the cave. I could hear them crying in the dark. They were scared. They missed the warm light of the garden. They missed the soft grass. I wanted to laugh, but I also felt a deep, twisting pain in my own chest. I missed the light too. I missed the sky. But my pride was stronger than my pain. I looked at the two humans shivering in the dirt, and I made a promise to myself. I thought, the Maker loves you. He made you out of mud. He breathed his own breath into you. He gave you the whole world. And I took it all away with one little lie. I realized then that this was my new war. I could not punch the Maker in the face. I could not break down the tall gates of heaven. But I could break his toys. I could ruin the things he loved the most. Years passed. Time moves very slow when you are cursed. I watched the humans have children. 2 boys. One grew plants, the other kept sheep. I did not have to do much. That is the great secret I learned. I do not have to force anyone to do bad things. I just have to wait until they feel a little sad or a little angry or a little jealous. The older boy, Cain, was jealous. The Maker liked his brother's gift better. Cain's face got hot. He stared at the ground. I slid into the dark shadow behind his back. I did not yell. I just whispered in his mind. "It is not fair," I whispered. "He thinks he is better than you. You should fix it. You should make him stop smiling." I watched Cain pick up the heavy rock. I watched him strike his brother. I saw the red blood spill on the brown dirt. The dirt drank it up. It was the first time a human killed a human, but it would not be the last. I smiled in the dark. The Maker had cursed me to eat dust, but this dust was now mixed with blood, and I loved the taste of it. The world got bigger. The humans built houses, then towns, then huge, noisy cities. I watched them all. I stayed in the shadows. By then, I had learned how to stand up again. Not with my old bright light, but hiding in new shapes. Sometimes I looked like a snake in the grass. Sometimes I looked like a sharp-dressed man sitting in a dark, quiet room. I learned how to change the way people see me. I just gave them what they wanted. Do you want gold? I can show you how to take it from your neighbor in the night. Do you want power? I can show you how to lie to the crowd to get it. Do you want to be a god? Just take what is not yours. It is the same trick from the garden over and over again, and it always works. Centuries went by. The humans filled the earth, and they were so easy to break. I saw a man looking at his neighbor's wife. I stood behind him. She is beautiful, I whispered. She should be yours. He took her. I saw two men fighting over a piece of land. It is your dirt, I whispered. Kill him and take it. They fought until one was dead. It got so bad, so very dark, that the Maker decided to wash the whole world clean. He sent a great flood. The water came down for 40 days. I had to hide on the highest mountains. I watched the black water rise. I listened to the screams of the drowning people. For a moment, I thought I had lost. I thought the Maker had won by wiping out all my hard work. But then the water went down. A man named Noah stepped out of a big boat. He planted a garden. He made wine. He drank too much and fell down naked in his tent. And I smiled again. The water did not wash the bad things away. The bad things were inside the humans now. The poison from the first fruit was in their blood. I did not have to start over. The war was still on. I have seen kingdoms rise and fall down to dust. I watched the great walls of ancient cities crumble. I watched empires burn to the ground. I stood in the heavy black shadows of stone castles while kings drank poison. I sat in dark rooms while men in neat suits signed papers that started world wars. I do not need to use magic. I do not need to push people. I just set up the board and let them play the game. Sometimes I just sit and watch. I watch the bright neon lights of your modern cities glow against the night sky. The lights are cold, like ice. They are not like the warm golden light of the first garden. But the humans love their cold lights. They stare at their screens all day and night. They hate each other over tiny, silly things. They are so busy yelling at each other that they do not even see me standing right next to them. But I never forget the curse. He will crush your head. I am always watching the sky. I am always looking over my shoulder. Every time a truly good person stands up, I feel a chill down my back. I send my best lies to stop them. I throw money at them. I throw deep fear at them. I try to make them fall down in the mud with me. Most of the time they do, but sometimes they do not. And that makes me so angry. It reminds me of the dirt. It reminds me of the taste of ash in my mouth. I know the end of the story. The Maker wrote it down. He said a fire is waiting for me. A huge lake of burning fire that will never, ever go out. I know my time is running short. Every tick of the clock is one step closer to the end. That is why I am working so hard right now. That is why your world feels so crazy, so angry, and so loud. I am running out of time. I am like a trapped animal, and trapped animals bite very hard. Think about the worst thing you have ever done. Go on, think about it right now. Do you remember how it felt before you did it? Your heart was beating fast, your hands were sweating, you knew it was bad, you knew you should stop. But a little voice told you it would be fine. That was me. I was right there. I did not make you do it. Your hand reached out all by itself, but I held the door open for you. I smiled when you walked through it. The Maker gave humans free will. That means you get to choose what you do. It is the greatest gift he ever gave you. But it is also my greatest weapon against you. Because I know that if I give you enough choices, sooner or later you will pick the wrong one. You will pick the one that hurts you. You will pick the one that makes someone else cry. And every time you do, I win a small battle. Every time a heart breaks, I feel a little less pain from my old curse. Every time a human turns their back on the Maker, I feel like I am standing tall again. I am here right now. I am in the dark shadow behind your chair. I am in the angry thought you had this morning. I am in the secret you are hiding from your family. I am waiting for you to slip. I am waiting for you to want something just a little too much. You might think the story of the snake and the fruit is just an old fairy tale. You might think it happened a long time ago and does not matter right now. That is exactly what I want you to think. Because while you are ignoring the shadows I am closing in, I am not a king in heaven anymore. But I am a king of the dirt. And this dirt is covered in my footprints. I am still here, crawling in the dust, waiting to bite, and my bite is deadly.